Good afternoon. I'm Amin Carlos, and you're watching News on 2. MyPPP President Tan Sri M. Kevias has been sacked from the party, and Party Deputy Secretary General Dato' Simon Sabapathy said the leadership had fired Tan Sri Kevias first prior to the latter's announcement yesterday that he had relinquished all his posts in the party. Now, Dato' Simon said MyPPP only received Tan Sri Kevias's resignation letter yesterday, but the party had decided to sack him earlier, following a letter dated April 24th from Barisan Nasional BN Secretary General Dato' Sri Tengku Adnan Tengku Mansor. Now, the letter had apparently noted that several actions and statements made by Tan Sri Kevias had the potential to damage the relationship between MyPPP and other BN component parties. Tan Sri Kevias posted on his Facebook page and on Twitter that he had stepped down as the party president, its Kuala Lumpur chairman and Perak advisor role effective Monday. He had earlier threatened to quit BN because he was unhappy that MIC was being allocated the Cameron Highlands parliamentary seat. On April 22nd, MIC named its youth chief, Dato' C. Siva Raj, as a candidate for Cameron Highlands. MyPPP Senior Vice President, Dato' Magdalene Dennis de Cruz, will be acting president until June, when the party's elections are due. Prime Minister Dato' Sri Najib Tun Razak has highlighted that the Barisan Nasional government's rural development agenda has brought numerous benefits to the economy and transformed the livelihood of rural communities. And according to Dato' Sri Najib, the distribution of wealth must be channeled to all strata of society, especially the rural communities.
Dan hari ini saya datang ke Lepih ini sebab saya nak meneruskan kesinambungan perjuangan Allahyarham ayah saya sampai hari ini. Sebab agenda pembangunan luar bandar belum selesai lagi. Masih memerlukan penguasaan politik, tuan-tuan.
Dato' Sri Najib, who was speaking at a Meet the People session in Kuala Lipis yesterday, also stressed that the agenda cannot be implemented if the nation's leadership changed hands. Unity and cooperation are keys to the victory of Barisan Nasional BN in a general election, and was proven in the case of the victory of the 3 BN elected representatives in Pontian during the last general election. And according to Deputy BN Chairman Dato' Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, the party's machinery ought to heighten cooperation among members to face challenges and solve problems.
Sebaik mana calon pun, jika tidak ada perpaduan, sebaik mana organisasi parti politik kita pun, tetapi jika tidak ada perpaduan, akhirnya kekecundanganlah yang akan kita peroleh.
Dato' Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid also reminded party members to set aside their feelings of dissatisfaction and work together to ensure victory for BN. Dato' Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid was speaking at a meeting with members of the People's Volunteer Corps, RELA, and the community in Parit Batak, Pontian, Johor. He also handed over 10 motorcycles to Pontian RELA members and opened the multipurpose hall of Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan SMK Parit Batak. Commenting on a related matter, Dato' Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid said BN needs big-hearted leaders who will continue to assist the BN despite not being nominated for the 14th general election, G14. And citing the example of UMNO Executive Secretary Dato' Sri Abdul Rauf Yusof, who is also Masjid Tanah UMNO Division Chief, Dato' Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid highlighted that the former continues to work hard to help friends in the coalition, although he was not nominated this time around.
Dato' Rauf tidak dapat bertanding. Beliau tidak marah. Beliau tidak tutup bilik gerakan. Beliau tidak sabotaj. Inilah pemimpin yang berjiwa besar, sanggup bekerja untuk membantu kawan-kawan yang menjadi calon parlimen dan semua Dewan Undangan Negeri di Masjid Tanah ini.
Dato' Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid was speaking during his visit to Kampung Baru Paya Mengkuang in Masjid Tanah Melaka yesterday. The Election Commission, EC, will engage the help of the Royal Malaysian Police, PDRM, and the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, MCMC, to trace any fake news or statements which are being spread against election workers. EC Chairman Tan Sri Muhammad Hashim Abdullah, in a statement, said this is to avoid members of the public from being deceived and have negative perception towards them. Well, Tan Sri Muhammad Hashim said members of the public should refer directly to the Commission for clarification of any uncertain information received. And he said this when commenting on several fake messages which have gone viral, which included the method of marking ballot papers and a video clip which claimed that ballot papers could be taken out from police stations by polling workers without permission. Tan Sri Muhammad Hashim said election workers carry out their duties professionally with transparency and fairness during the voting process. They are also monitored by representatives of the candidates or political parties competing during the voting process at all polling stations. Well, police believe that the two suspects in the murder of Palestinian lecturer Dr. Fadi Muhammad Al-Baj in Setapak last Saturday are still in Malaysia. However, according to Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi Harun, but it will be quite a task for police to detect them, as it is believed that they entered the country using false identities and have been here since January.
Gambar ni, walaupun ini gambar sebenar, kita juga ada kemungkinan suspek ini akan cukur dia punya misai, pakai topi, botak, bol kan, kepala dia dan sebagainya. Ini juga kita memerlukan bantuan orang ramai untuk kita mengesan suspek ini secepat mungkin.
Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi also said police have since released a photo fit of the suspects following the discovery of the high-powered motorcycle used by the assailants near Tasik Danau Kota, some 9 minutes from the crime scene. Although it was certain that they are trained assassins, police cannot verify that they work for Israel's intelligence agency, Mossad. The IGP urged anyone with information to contact Kuala Lumpur CID Chief ACP Rusdi Muhammad Isa at 019-699-2261 or ASP Shahrizal Saleh at 017-713-4705 or the nearest police station to help with investigations. Petronas Dagangan sets aside 300 million ringgit to upgrade petrol stations and depots. Well, before we move on, let's take a look at the latest weekly fuel prices effective today. Welcome back. Now, it is important for the government to identify the latest approach to produce and develop quality human capital which would be able to contribute towards the country's development. Communications and Multimedia Minister Dato Sri Dr. Muhammad Saleh Tun Said Karawang says in order to achieve this, the ministry will help in creating students who are able to face and solve current and future challenges. While Dato Sri Dr. Muhammad Saleh said each student should showcase features such as critical thinking, problem solving, effective communication, collaboration and teamwork, creativity and innovativeness and cultural literacy, as they will need to be able to compete with their peers around the world. Well, he said this after launching the Frog Classroom Program Hub for the Kota Belud district at Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Agama Tun Said in Kota Belud, Sabah. The program, an initiative of YTL Corporation Berhad, transforms the the classroom into a cheerful area for collaboration and engagement necessary for learning in the 21st century. Petronas Dagangan Berhad, or PDB, has set aside an allocation of 300 million ringgit for capital expenditure this year, of which will mostly be utilized for the upgrading and maintenance of its existing petrol stations. Its chairman, Dato' Mat Arif Mahmud, said the allocation provided will also be used for the maintenance of its depots and terminals.
We have about 1,045 stations across the whole nation. So the key focus for us will not be growing the network very much, but we're looking at still about 10 to 15 stations. But also where we are spending a more effort is actually looking at the station we have. And also, if you see what's been happening now, both at the station itself and also our store. We are also reimaging some of our Mesra store.
Dato' Mat Arif said this in a press conference held after PDB's 36th annual general meeting in Kuala Lumpur. Meanwhile, touching on its commercial segment, he said PDB has successfully secured 3 new contracts to supply fuel to 3 international carriers, which are US Bangla Airlines, Himalaya Airlines and Air Seoul. PDB currently holds a 70% stake in the aircraft fuel supply market in the country. A futuristic vision of the country's transport and automotive sectors, a connected mobility showcase, kicks off today in tandem with the Malaysia Auto Show 2018 at the Malaysia Agro Exposition Park, Seradang, or known as MIPS. And according to Malaysia Automotive Institute MAI Chief Executive Officer Dato' Madani Sari, while the showcase is a visualization of what the Prime Minister sees of the country's automotive industry, the changes and development that will happen, and how the automotive industry will motorize the Malaysian economy in the future. Now, Dato' Madani said more than 100 models are on display, adding that a wide array of attractions and activities was also being lined up, including off-road test tracks, as well as the opportunity to test drive latest models. And the organizers expect a turnout of some 350,000 people over the 4-day auto show from today until April 29th. Now, the auto show will also feature intelligent mobility experience and special financing packages for cars purchased at the event. Another highlight is the display of Proton's first sports SUV prototype, as well as the legendary German model Borgward. Takaful Malaysia Berhad will introduce a digital medication program for its policyholders through the Doctor to You healthcare application, which is aimed at providing healthcare services to the people. Its Chief Executive Officer, Dato' Sri Muhammad Hassan Kamil, said the program, which will be launched by the end of this year, is expected to benefit over 2 million people nationwide. The application is part of Takaful Malaysia's digital strategy to spearhead new innovations in the insurance industry. Among the services offered are doctor house calls, medication delivery, live chat and video consultation. The application will also drive Takaful Malaysia's sales value at a faster pace in tandem with the expected 20 to 25% contribution to its overall sales this year.
When we launched Click for Cover, we were looking at about 25% growth per annum. And I hope with this integration with Doctor to You, we will see a significant uptick in our traffic, especially for our online sales.
Dato' Sri Muhammad Hassan said this after the signing of a memorandum of understanding between Takaful Malaysia, Doctor to You and Microsoft. Malaysia is currently working towards penetrating the Chinese market with the export of 300 tons of harum manis mangoes in May. And Director General of Agriculture, Dato' Jamal Harizan Yang Razali, said this is to reduce the excessive amount of harum manis in the local market, which often creates a loss for farmers. Dato' Jamal Harizan said the department is also looking into ways to market harum manis to other overseas markets, such as Europe.
Kita juga ambil langkah trial antara Koperasi Jabatan Pertanian Perlis dengan satu buah syarikat untuk membawa harum manis 300 tan ke negeri China dalam bulan puasa ini. So kalau trial ini berjaya, kita harap akan lebih meriahlah pengeluaran harum manis tahun-tahun yang akan datang.
Dato' Jamal Harizan said this to reporters after a ceremony to celebrate his 100 days in office as the Director General in Putrajaya yesterday. He said to date, harum manis are only available in Perlis and the price could reach as much as 45 ringgit per kilogram. The department has also introduced a quick feedback code on harum manis mangoes to prevent users being duped by irresponsible parties. And that concludes this afternoon's edition of News on 2. In our top story, Tan Sri M. Kevias sacked as My PPP president. Well, join us again at 7 tonight for more updates. Till then, I'm Amin Carlos, and thanks for watching. Good afternoon.